Farm Friday time. I'm here with my father-in-law Bill, and we're going to go over this gorgeous 1949 Ford tractor.
8N tractor, yeah.
All right, so tell us about it.
Well, this is something Ford came up with after the war. In the 40s, they started building these kind of like a family farm tractor, not like the giant equipment you see on some of the big giant farms. But for the small family farms, this was an affordable tractor that families could have and run pretty good sized farm with them. They're good workhorses. They were good on gas. They start real easy like the original Model A engines. They have a modified style Model A engine.
So is there actually a Model A engine in it? Or
You could take the head off of this and put it on the Model A.
Really?
And the block is basically the same. They make some changes to the oiling system. And the interesting part is that this tractor has no frame, which was common to a lot of tractor manufacturers in the old days, but the engine has a heavy cast iron oil pan, which is built like the block, so that the engine connected to the transmission section and connected to the back, that is the frame. They have a 3-speed transmission, and some came with hydraulics to lift the equipment in the back, like we have a Reno harrow back there that we use to run in the horse arena for the horses to keep that in nice shape. And the hydraulics pick that up and down. Well, we developed a problem with the hydraulics would go up, but as soon as you stop telling them to go up, they would fall right back to the ground.
So all this is original?
This is all original. Yeah. This thing will start. It never fails to start. I don't care if it's 28 degrees or 105 degrees. You pull the choke, crank it over, it fires right up. The Model A engine is a torquey engine that's low compression, and that makes them easy to start.
That's incredible. So how long are these tires good for? Or
if it was a working tractor back in the day, every day, I would imagine you'd probably get several years out of a set of tires easy, depending on what kind of terrain they're on. They're very, very durable. These big, heavy rubber legs
and everything.
Oh yeah, they're designed for that. These you have an option. They can have just air in them, or like a lot of equipment, you fill them up with water to about this level here, and down inside that tire is full of water. It does two things. Once, it gives you a lot of traction, but the second thing it does is if you're running down the road with it, it doesn't tend to hop so much.
And this is your drag for the arena?
Yeah, this is the arena harrow. Yeah, what this does is, that's what we mainly use this tractor for. Periodically go out, and these little spikes here, this will spin when you're driving the tractor, and as it spins, it's leveling and stirring the surface to make a nice surface for the horses if they go out there and run. They use these on horse tracks, horse racing facilities. They'll use devices like this to go out and make them smooth again after a race.
So the hydraulic would lift it so you can just drive without
these
dragging.
arms. Yeah, these arms right here. This is connected. These parts are all connected to that top section, that one over there on that side. So when the hydraulic lifts, it pulls on these arms and it picks the whole thing up.
Okay. So we're going to take a look on what those parts are and what's going to cause them to not work and what we need to do in order to fix them. So we're going to go over what each one of these parts are.
This is the pump out of the tractor that makes the hydraulic fluid pressure. What the problem we were having with the tractor was the hydraulics that lift the rear implements behind the tractor was leaking off. It would go up and kept falling back down. It wasn't holding pressure. So that usually means it can be one of a couple of things besides the pump, I believe, was making pressure. So this cylinder that has a piston in it, and actually the fluid pressure pushes, and that's what causes everything to lift. So possibly the piston and the cylinder were looking a little rough. Probably fluid was leaking off. So we bought a new pump hydraulic cylinder, the new upgraded style piston. This is the actual PTO that comes out of the back of the tractor, that when you have an implement that, like a lawn mowing device or something, that this is what spins and turns that. This had to come out in order to drop the pump.
So these are all original, except for this?
Yeah, that's a new one. The rest of everything's original.
What year was this?
This is a 1949 Ford 8N tractor. And so the other thing, the possibility we could have had wrong was right here on the front. This right here is a pressure relief valve. If it fails, it would keep letting the pressure off, and that's the old one. So we replaced the pressure relief valve, and so when this goes back up, then the PTO shaft has to go back in. Then the top section here that operates everything goes back on the tractor from the top. So hopefully, if we've diagnosed it properly, this should all work when it all goes back together again.
Stay tuned for part 2 when we get the tractor going.